let's talk about how Santa Muerte blocks things. Now, I know that some people don't ask her for anything, and some people do. Some people do magic with her and petition. Some people don't ask for anything at all and still give offerings. Each practitioner, each devotee has their own relationship with our Holy Death, our mother, our bone mother. And it's all perfect and wonderful and beautiful and good. Now, she'll still block things though, whether we ask for things or not. And I don't know about you guys, but it's frustrating to me sometimes, and I'm working on that. You know, that's one of my patterns, is to be a bit frustrated with that sometimes. Because man, you know, the id in me, there's a small I in me, yeah? That's like a little toddler. I want what I want, or I think I want what I want, right? Give it to me. No. Okay. Hold on now. Maybe that sounds extractive, yeah? But I'm being honest. We all have this part within us. We all have these parts within us. We all have these shadows within us, right? And our mother, Santa Muerte, blocks us. She saves us from ourselves. She can see what is actually correct for us. And I would recommend that you watch the video that is right before this one, where I get in depth. Because we're going to talk about fantasy a little bit, how she saves us from fantasy and wasting our time, right? She saves us from leaking our life force energy, right? So when she blocks things, she'll block people, places, experiences. She'll block us from certain material wealth, resources, careers, right? I mean, this is across the board in our entire lives, yeah? So just block things that are not for us. And sometimes we may want to still try to go after that thing. It could even be something that we deeply love or loved, cared for, right? And maybe someone that we thought would be in our lives forever. And then bam, she blocks it. And I know for myself, sometimes I wonder, well, is it me? What part is me? And especially when we're on a path of shadow work, right? We're willing to do the shadow work. We take accountability, responsibility fully. So we're constantly looking in the mirror. And our Santísima Muerte teaches us that the world is a mirror. But there's a point where when we've done all that shadow work, and of course, that never ends though, right? But when we've done enough shadow work where we know that it isn't always that, like we're not always taking that in because as responsibility, because it's the other person's responsibility. It takes two to tango, right? And she may block something because we've outgrown that pattern. There's a lot of dust in here because it's an old bookstore. So she may block it because we have outgrown the pattern and we have transmuted it. We've transformed it. We've alchemized it. We've shown that we're completely done with it. And then she'll block it. She'll block the person, the experience, the place, the career, whatever it is, she'll block it. Because we have transcended the pattern, right? So she will also bring people into our lives so that we have the opportunity to see the mirror, to see the pattern. And we have the choice to face it, do the shadow work, take responsibility, take accountability, and change. Or keep blaming and being the victim or whatever, being a coward, whatever is the pattern, where we continue it on. And then we're going to go through it again. Right? But when she blocks, it is also a test of our patience. And she's teaching us patience, which also has to do with the hourglass, because what is time? Time is the hourglass. And that is patient. And so much of the world is run on impatience. It's run on instant gratification. I want everything now. But is that, say we have a true love relationship, or we're calling in a true love relationship, is impatience going to work? Or is patience going to be the only thing that is really, truly going to bring a sacred, divine union, which Santissima can bring, as many of us know? Patience, though. The amount of patience that I've had to have with the gold altar, what? Constantly facing anywhere where I was impatient, of wanting it to go this way or that way, or be this or that, or da 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 da, or do this for me, or get this out of it, or become this because of it, or me thinking that it's going to go this way when it goes, well, sake. Patience. It is a virtue. That is the hourglass. So sometimes things are blocked to teach us patience, to teach us the principles of the hourglass, to master them and different aspects of them where we're weak, or where we could be stronger, or we're strong to make us stronger there. Especially when we're leaders in communities, we must master. So before, for me, as I was saying, the blocking of things was really, it was a bit of frustrating. Not always, but sometimes, right? I mean, in the journey of being a voice for the Gold Santa Muerte, see it in my energy, the blocking of many, 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 many things. All the time. And I was like, really? For real? But now I appreciate it. I appreciate it so incredibly deeply. And I'm going to tell you why. I'll tell you a little bit of a story about me and give an example why I've grown to appreciate how our Santa Muerte blocks things for our own good, for our highest good, so that we can become and be and live the highest version of ourselves, which is the gold. It is the expression of the gold Santa Muerte that is embodied, the gold altar embodied. You are an altar. You are an altar. So beautiful. And you are gold. And this is the process of stripping away everything that is less than gold, so that the gold of you is left and you shine. And baby, I love to see it. So I used to go by my name, China Brooks. It's my birth name. I had ChinaBrooks.com since 1998. I went viral several times. Took everything off social media. It's gone. Had a big following. Hundreds of likes on each post on Facebook. I mean, this was even before there were influencers, right? And that happened a couple of times. I see now I see and I understand that the Gold Santa Muerte was having me do what's called insight roles. And her foundation, her energy is in a lot of different places, and people don't realize it. A lot of different movements. I won't say what, but it's there. So before, when I was going by my name, right, and I had a business and I would make sales and I had customers and clients that I would support, and I made lots of content, but I didn't have the one thing that I genuinely desired, and that was what I call right to consciousness. There were so many people in my auric field all the time, energetically, like Now, if some of you know about human design, I'm a 5th line. I'm a 5-1 manifester, like Ra Uruhu, who was the creator and the voice of human design itself. And we have this thing called a projection field, and everybody wants to get close to us. But as like, if you're emanating solar energy, again, what do we talk about in the last video I did before this, when we talk about the need to protect that energy? And I was pretty wide open because I just love people and I wanted to love everybody. But there's one of me and there was a ton of everybody else, and each person wanted me to save them in the way that they wanted me to save them, which is impossible. So what I experienced was all of this noise in my energy field. Now, Lady Gaga talks about the noise. She was being interviewed by Oprah. And Oprah said to her, how do you create? How do you do it? And she said, well, I shut out the noise. I don't answer my phone. I don't go on social media. My management, you know, all the music execs, management, nobody can reach me. They don't talk to me. I don't talk to anybody. I just shut out the noise. And she used the word noise because it's all this noise, all these opinions, everybody's wants, gimme, gimme, gimme. And the views, right, of us, of me. And it was so much noise all the time. And me being just me, it was a lot to bear. And this is fame, baby. This is what fame is. It's a lot of energy, a lot of people, like you see the sun and they want a piece of the sun. They want the sun. But the sun needs support. The sun has to be protected. I mean, the sun up there in the sky, people can't really reach that. But a famous person, you can reach that. You can reach out and grab that. You can reach out and touch that, unless they have bodyguards, unless they have things that are in place, like occult magic. And a holy being like Santa Muerte. But I didn't have this right to consciousness. And God, I really wanted it. I was like, I just want calm in my auric field. I want peace. And still be able to serve people by creating content and supporting in the way that feels good for me. And it just didn't feel good anymore because of all that noise all the time. And so I appreciate her blocking, because there's one thing that I don't feel is noise. People come and they want and they copy and they, you know, they do whatever they do. They have their opinions and their feelings and their this. I don't feel it. Unless she wants me to feel a little bit for some specific reason, I don't feel anything. It's peace in my energy field. And I have right to consciousness. And the people who are around me, who are in my close friend circle, are calm. Like one of my friends meditates 3 times a day, literally, for like 45 minutes to an hour each time, sometimes more. That's her life. This is what she does. And these are people with just so much love. And this is the energy that they put into me, and vice versa. And so I have the one thing that I was like, I just really want right to consciousness. I have it. And if she wasn't, she's blocking everything. If she wasn't doing that, I wouldn't have it. So I see that I had to give up something big. With the name China Brooks, I had built something, you know? I had built something. And Santissima tore it down. And my ancestors, with the black and gold Santa Muerte and the gold Santa Muerte, tore it down. Why? So that I could have what is gold for me? That's what we were talking about the last video, is what is gold for China Brooks is right to consciousness. I want to enjoy this just as much as you all do. You know, this is supposed to be fun. The gold Santa Muerte is about fun, right? And joy. And so she blocked everything that was less than gold, less than that fun, less than that spiritual and material balance. With the scales of justice, the balance, she blocked it from me. Was it a process? Yeah. Did it feel like I was dying? Yeah. Does it still feel like I'm dying? Yeah. Worth it though? Yes. And I'm so thankful to our La Santa Muerte. So she saves us from fantasy. Again, wasting our time and leaking our life force energy, right? Our lives become filled with what is genuinely correct for us. I can go a little bit into fantasy because I talked about it a lot in the video before this, but fantasy is just when we think we want something or a bunch of things, they aren't even correct for us. For one person, going and growing their own food and living off grid could genuinely be gold for them. That's correct. That's aligned. It's true. And another person, it's true to live in a big mansion, right? For one person, it's true for their business and, you know, for them doing courses and things, for the bulk of their income to come from that, or all of their income to come from that. For another person, that's too much. That's not what it's supposed to be. Like, they may have benefactors instead. There's other areas of income for them, and they'll run a smaller type of business. Who knows, right? Some people are just meant, and this is, we have to find, we cannot do this cookie cutter thing, because what works for one person may not work for all of us, right? So in this way, the Gold Santa Muerte, the Santa Muerte will block so that we can find, discover, and know, and have the aim of what is truly gold in our lives. So we can be clear, and then we can manifest, then we can create, then we can focus, then we can put our drive and our divine will behind it and take action and receive results. And the Gold Santa Muerte will have no hold ups, because, you know, if we petition the Gold Santa Muerte, or even we don't petition her, but we're working, you know, we venerate her, we offer, and we would like in our hearts to experience the gold in our lives. If we have just all of these leaks and drains and patterns and fantasies that we're giving our life force to that aren't even correct, then the Gold Santa Muerte cannot give us. It will not last. We will not be able to receive it. We won't be ready for it. We won't keep it. It won't even be able to find us because we won't be resonant with it energetically. We have to be on the same frequency, right? So a lot of times too, what the Gold Santa Muerte wants to give us that is actually gold for us and correct, we have to become a whole different person to, like, embody that, to be that. We have to think differently, dress different. I'm having this response because that's what happened to me. Like, I died. I just might as well be dead and buried. Am I even alive right now? Am I even really talking to you guys right now? I might be like the Sixth Sense, that movie, where at the end the guy realizes that he's actually the dead one. That might be me. I don't know, because I died. And that's what I'm saying. And there has to be the willingness. And this is the willingness to understand that she will block things. It isn't out of spite. It's only out of love. It is only out of, well, unless a person is having a moment of, yeah, I'm hearing to be careful about what I say. Hold on just a second. That could be malevolent when the scales have to be balanced. Let's put it that way. That's all there is to that. And that's all I have to say about that. So just wanted to touch a bit on when our Holy Mother of Death blocks things, why it can happen, and to have patience with it and to understand that we are being alchemized into gold. Everything that is less than gold for us is being stripped away and transmuted. So I love spending time with you like this. Thank you for being here with me. Subscribe so that we can share more time together.